Hello everybody, so our search for a second motorcycle continues, and flicking through all the brochures that I picked up at the IMOT motorcycle exhibition in Munich, I'm starting to think to myself, well, I'm an Austrian, I'm living in Austria again, so maybe it's time to give an Austrian company a try. So let's see what KTM has to offer. So let us start with the 1090 Adventure. The 1090 Adventure understands itself as the entry KTM into the company's adventure fleet. ABS and traction control come as standard. It features the electronic ride-by-wire system, as well as different riding modes, which come in handy when switching between on and off-road riding. As it has a smaller engine than the other models, KTM says it is also the more fuel economic of the range, and that with its 23-litre tank, up to 350 kilometers can be achieved. With regards to travelling, the service intervals of KTM motorcycles have also improved a lot. While my old 640 Adventure had a service interval of merely 5,000 kilometers, the 1090 has an interval of 15,000 kilometers. There are many other features where initially one wonders what on earth one will ever need them for, or if one will ever notice them. But judging from my test rides on other high-tech motorcycles like the Super Tenere and its sport and touring mode, yes, you will appreciate them. The 1090 comes in the regular and the R version, with the regular version having cast wheels and tubeless tires, which in my experience don't deflate straight away in the event of a puncture. Now, moving on to bigger stuff. The first thing that you may notice on two of the 1290 models is the large cockpit display, and depending on how law-abiding you want to be, you may think the speed indicator will be enormous, until... oh well, it seems rev counters are still more important than speed indication. The 1290 comes in the R version with a new multifunctional LED headlight which also lights up corners, and which is suitable for all terrains and tougher off-roading than the other 1290 versions. Other features of the travel pack are quick shifting without a clutch, hill hold control to stop the motorcycle rolling backwards, and a tire pressure monitoring system. The S version has a bit more road focus. It also has the multifunctional LED headlight with cornering lights and all the travel pack features. The semi-active suspension allows the rider to select between street, sport and off-road modes, which can help create the feeling of having three different motorcycles in one, depending on the surface one rides on. Immensely powerful, with 160 horsepower and a 6-gear overdrive, the 1290 promises a near rattle-free smooth ride on long motorway trips. Just cruise. The 1290 also has the 15,000 km service interval of the 1090, which, considering my annual mileage of around 20,000 km a year, would be great. Would I get one? Well, unlike in the UK, Germans and Austrians seem to keep their motorcycles for much longer. In accordance to the laws of supply and demand, therefore Austrian second-hand prices are extremely high. So it almost makes sense to get a new one or an ex-demonstrator and consider the motorcycle as a long-term project or investment, depending of course what you plan to do with it. Then finally comes the 1290T, the ultimate KTM travel machine with its 30-litre tank for a 500 km range. It combines many of the other's features, plus a little more, like additional headlights. The dashboard on the T version is more simple than on the R and S version, which makes sense as this display is less vulnerable to damage, vandalism or curiosity, which can all have bad consequences on the long trips this motorcycle is made for. Ah yes, the luggage rack moves as you are in tight curves and corners, to also make it less likely to damage the motorcycle in the event of a fall. The 1190 was discontinued, so it may be worth looking for a second-hand one, but again, the high second-hand prices in Europe are a bit of a turn-off. So who knows, maybe one of the new KTMs might be the best option for me. But the IMOT motorcycle exhibition in Munich has one last surprise up its sleeve. We'll see that in the next episode. See you then!